Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I share with you my favorite makeup products of 2020. I also do a full face of my favorite makeup products, so this is the full face. And yeah, I just share with you all of my favorites as well as put them on my face. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. So I'm gonna start with foundation. I don't really have a favorite primer as of lately or that I found this year, but I definitely do have some favorite foundations that I want to talk about. And the one that I'm going to use today is the NARS Pure Radiant Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Medium 1 St. Moritz. I got this for the AOC video and I fell in love. It is such a beautiful coverage and it's so light and natural looking. So it is perfect for what I've been liking lately, because I've been liking, I don't know, lighter coverage lately, so, or really no coverage because I put a mask on and I don't see the point of foundation lately, but when I do wear this, I love it. A couple other, or a few favorites rather, that I also want to talk about are all stick foundations. I am a lover of stick foundations for sure. They're just like easy and quick and compact, and I love being able to see how much of it I use up, which is very satisfying. And three that I want to talk about are the Wet n Wild foundation sticks. I've loved these for a while now. I think the coverage is really nice. They're really easy to blend out, and yeah, they're just like easy and good foundations. I just really enjoy them. They don't emphasize my dry patches at all, so definitely a favorite. I wear the shades Golden Honey and Cream Beige. Both of these work for me. And then another drugstore one that I love is the Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick by L'Oreal. I wear the shade 407 Natural Beige. This is also an incredible stick foundation. Doesn't cling to my dry patches like other foundations do. Is very natural looking, blends out super easily, and is from the drugstore, which is nice. And then finally, I have the Mented Cosmetics foundation stick in the shade L10. This is a favorite of mine. I discovered this a little while ago and I freaking love this shade and the finish of this so much. When it was like towards the end of the summer, this fit my skin tone like absolutely perfectly, so I love that about it. Again, like the other ones, doesn't cling to my dry patches, easy to blend out, and is just an amazing stick foundation. I love this so much. So those are a few of my foundation favorites. So I just have one concealer to talk about. It is the Hint Beauty Concealer in the shade Medium Tan. I would have never discovered this brand, honestly, if they hadn't sent me this, but I'm so glad that they did, because this is one of my favorite concealers ever. It is a potted concealer, but it isn't creamy like the Glossier ones. It's more of a, I would say, satin finish. I wouldn't say it's matte, but I wouldn't say it's dewy either. So I would put it in the range of satin. And I just think it has beautiful coverage, and it brightens my under eye up, but not too much, and it sits under my eyes well. It will cling to my eczema dry patches, but I find that nothing will not cling to my eczema dry patches, so it's just something I expect when I have those dry patches under my eyes. But when I don't, it just sits so beautifully on my skin. It's the perfect coverage, especially when I'm doing like no makeup days, and it's just amazing. So this has been my favorite. I haven't really found another favorite this year, but this one definitely stood out when I was looking at my collection and I wanted to decide what was my favorite. So this is the coverage on my face right now. I feel like it's pretty light, but I like that. It's still very natural looking, and it's also pretty luminous looking as well, and that's what I prefer when it comes to makeup. Okay, for contour, I have three different products. Contour bronzer, I have the Tower 28 Bronzinos. I love these. They're just so luminous and bright looking, they're just so luminous, and they look so gorgeous on the skin. They're really easy to blend out, and I've been wearing the shade West Coast a lot lately, and I just feel like it really warms up my face and gives me like this very glowy, lit from within, like sun-kissed type of look. So I have loved this a lot this year, and when I was thinking of favorites, this definitely popped into my head. So I love these a lot. They're great. And then as for contour, I really loved the Alley Oop stack, the Stack the Odds in the shade Sun-Kissed. This is a gorgeous palette with 3 shades, a highlighter, blush, and contour shade. But my favorite was the contour shade out of this. I feel like it really just like chiseled my face in a very natural way. I have loved this for quite a while now, and this also popped into my head when I was thinking of my favorite like bronzer slash contours. I just feel like the tone of this is perfect for my skin tone, and I also love this stack. The highlighter and the blush are very pretty as well. They're just not favorites of mine, so I just wanted to focus on the contour shade because it's my favorite of them all. And then I love the Oma Beauty contour and highlight stick. I have the shade Honey Honey. This is just like a really easy contour stick to use. It's really easy to swipe on your face. It blends super well. It's very pigmented, and a little goes a long way, so that's also really nice. But definitely love this one. I love the highlight as well, but I'll talk about that later. I think I'll use Alley Oop and then top it with Tower 28 just to give myself the chisel, but then brighten it up again with the Tower 28 product. And I forgot to mention this, but I use the IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush for my foundation. And then to set down and kind of stipple, pounce in that contour shade, I use the Real Techniques Insta Pop Cheek brush. And then for the Bronzino, I'm going to be using the EcoTools Sheer Blush Stipple brush. I just like to tap that in lightly, like that, and then stipple that onto my face. I just feel like that warms up my face so well and looks so pretty. I love both of those products so much. And for blush today, I think I'm gonna use the Danessa Myricks Vision Flushes. I have the shades Bread and Butter and Ballet Slippers. These are such beautiful blushes. They actually remind me a lot of another favorite of mine, which is the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, and my favorite is in the shade Love. This is the matte version. These shades these products are so similar. I haven't seen too many people talk about their similarities, but I feel like they're very, very similar. I would even say they're dupes because they blend out very similarly. The packaging is not the same, but it's similar, and the shades that Danessa has in the Vision Flushes are incredible. These two are definitely my favorite, Bread and Butter and Ballet Slippers. I just think they're like more neutral toned and just gorgeous. And to blend that out, I'm going to use the Insta Cheek Pop brush again. They're also very pigmented like the Rare Beauty ones, and I just feel like these aren't talked about enough. I don't hear a lot of people talking about the Vision Flushes, but they're such incredible formulas. They blend out so well and so beautifully, and I just love them a lot. They can also be used on the eyes and the lips, which is super nice, and yeah, they're just gorgeous products. So these were a very obvious favorite of mine this year. I didn't talk about them a lot on my channel, but I loved them when I was just wearing makeup regularly. They just blend so effortlessly and look incredible. They're amazing. Other favorites of mine were the Phytosurgence blushes, these cream blushes. I have the shades Inferno, Singe, and Swelter. I love these so much. Inferno is definitely my favorite. It's kind of like a burnty watermelon orange type shade. I think this is so beautiful. They blend out beautifully. They have a really nice like moussey texture, very pigmented, so a little goes a long way, and they're by an incredible brand, so had to mention these because these are 100% a favorite of mine as well. And then I also loved the Cloud Paint in the shade Storm. This was such a beautiful shade for me in the summertime. I also like it now as well, but I love this blush so much. The shade is just beautiful, and I think the formula of the Glossier Cloud Paints are magnifique. And then another favorite of mine is the Benefit liquid like tint thing. I have loved this for years, and it is like a holy grail item for me. I love this on my no makeup days. I love traveling with this. It's super quick, and it tints your lips as well if you want to use it on your lips too. So it's a multi-purpose type product, and I freaking love this. And then finally, I had to mention the Fresh and Fruit Lip and Cheek Skin Food Trios that I have. I love the shade 6. I think it's like plum or something like that. This one's definitely a favorite of mine. And then I also own the shade 3, which I think is like cherry something. These are beautiful. They blend out so well. They're very compact, and you get 3 different shades, which is so nice. So you get options without taking up a lot of space, and they smell good. They blend out beautifully. They're amazing. I didn't have any powder blushes, I guess, to talk about this year. So those are all my favorite cream blushes. And now let's talk about highlight. So I love highlight and I love blush. So I have a lot of them. I'll just go with what I'll wear on my face today. I'm gonna use the, I'll use the Becca highlight. This is discontinued, but I have to talk about it because it's my favorite. I love the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid in the shade Opal. They better bring this back, or I'm gonna fight someone. Just kidding. I'm weak. I can't fight. I would like to think I can fight as an Aries, but I can't. I'd probably be very scared. I'd be a scaredy cat for sure if I ever had to get in a fight with someone, so please don't fight me. No, I feel like I'd throw some punches. They would be very weak. I need to work out, but I would put up a good fight. I feel like I'd be a hair puller, and I hate hair pullers. I've never been in a fight, if you can't tell. But this is just like my all-time favorite blush, highlight ever. It's so beautiful, so natural. It's very wet looking, looks good on top of makeup, underneath makeup, on bare skin. It just, it's amazing. So I had to talk about it even though it's discontinued, and I've loved it for literal years. I also very much love the Opal Pressed Highlight, just the powder one, amazing. It's just amazing. And then I also have been loving this year the Danessa Myricks Vision Flush in the shade Tiara. This is the same like formula as the blushes that I talked about earlier, but this is a highlight shade. It's absolutely gorgeous, blends in very beautifully. I feel like if and when I run out of this, which will probably be never because this is humongous, this could easily replace it because it blends out just as easily, has the same type of like effortless finish with looking very pearly and wet without being like stripy or too metallic or anything like that. So I loved that. And then I love the Nude Sticks highlighters in the shade Bubbly Bebe and Hey Honey. These are holy grail items for me as well, not just in 2020, just like highlighters I love and recommend to everyone. They're so beautiful, and they have a few shades. So if you're lighter, Bubbly Bebe. If you're like mid-tone tan, I would say even like a little bit deeper than tan. I feel like Hey Honey would look beautiful on you because it's like a golden undertone and they're quite sheer. And then they have another shade deeper than Hey Honey as well. So they have a couple or like a few options there, and they're just like incredible highlighters. And then I also have loved, as you probably know if you've watched my videos, the Essence Moonlighter Cushion by Clay Cosmetics. These are beautiful highlights. They have multiple shades of these as well, and they're just like gorgeous. Love this company, and the highlight is incredible. So definitely a favorite for 2020 as well. I need to breathe when I talk. So I don't have a favorite powder this year, but I do feel like I have to powder, and I want to talk about my favorite powder brush that I was using this year. It is the Juvia's Place J123 tapered brush. It is just like absolutely perfect. It has a very, very tapered end, so you can really get up in your crevices in your face, like right here. It just fits so perfectly, and right here. And I usually turn it upside down and get this section of my face, and it just fits between my brows like perfectly. So this has been a favorite powder brush of mine, just because I don't have a favorite powder to talk about this year, because nothing seems special to me. They all seem the same, honestly. So that was a favorite powder brush. And then shall we move on to brows? I feel like I want to put my brows on. I feel like I didn't really have too many favorites this year. I loved the Sunny's Face brow pencil in ash brown, but that's not really like easily accessible to me, so I don't want to spend too much time talking about that, but that was amazing. And then I really liked the Mented Cosmetics brow, you know, brow pencil. This is a tiny little pencil, so nice for doing your brows. And I feel the shade has grown on me. When I first got this, I didn't like the shade on me, but it's definitely grown on me. It's not like a super waxy formula, so it's super nice that way. And it's a kind of hard formula, which I prefer because it's easy to do your brows without going overboard. As far as brow gels go, I love the Glossier Boy Brow one, but I've been using that for years, so it's not really a new product to me in 2020 that became a favorite. It's just always been a favorite of mine, kind of a staple in my collection. I feel like I would always have that in my collection. But something that was new to me that I fell in love with in 2020 is the Patrick Ta Brow Wax. This shiz is so freaking good. It definitely has a learning curve to it, so if you're willing to spend the time to do that, I think this is so worth it. It holds your brows up so beautifully and keeps them up and fluffy all day long without feeling really crunchy, and is one of the best like brow wax soap type things that I've used. I've only used a couple, so I don't know if that's fair judgment on my end, but I love this so much. I do wish I had gotten the tinted one though, just because I feel like the clear one, I mean, can be a bit finicky and like leave kind of like ashiness on your brows, which is kind of funky, especially if you use too much. It can definitely be a little white casty on your brows. So if you have darker eyebrow hairs like I do, maybe try the tinted one. So for eyeshadows, I have a couple to talk about. One in one formula but multiple shades, and then a palette. Two that stood out to me when I was thinking about my favorites of 2020 were 100% the Phytosurgeons cream eyeshadows. I have 5 shades, and I'll just talk about my favorites. So my favorites are the shades Amber Aura. It is like this rosy rose gold type shade. I think this is absolutely beautiful. And then I also loved the shade Potent Petal. This is like a champagne pink type shade, a little bit lighter than Amber Aura. I would say that Amber Aura is like a coppery rose gold, and then Potent Petal is like a champagne pink. All very beautiful, all one and done type shadows. stunning. I loved them. And then a palette that I liked a lot is the Tartelette Flirt palette. I think this is so beautiful. I love mini palettes as well. And the quality of the Tarte shadows is amazing. So you get like a very curated little palette with a lot of beautiful wearable shades with good quality. And it's just like so damn cute, and I love this palette a lot. So I think I'm actually gonna wear this because I haven't worn it in a long time, and I'd like to do a little eyeshadow with it. So for this, I'm just gonna go all over my eye with, I also love that you can completely bend the mirror back and hold it like this. I just think that's amazing. So I'm gonna take this cream shade here and put it all over my lid. And then I'm gonna take this more orangey brown shade and put that on my outer corner / crease. And then I'm going to take this shade here and just put it on my lid. And it's just like a very simple palette, so it's easy to make a lot of, I don't know, easy eyeshadow looks that I feel very comfortable with. So I also love that about it. And then I'm going to take this like red coppery type shade and put this on my lower lash line. And that is the eye look. Now onto lips. So I have quite a few favorites here. My absolute favorite, I think, of the year is the Tower 28 gloss in Cashew. I obviously love this brand so much, and they came out with these milky lip jellies, and they like are amazing. All 4 of them I love. Oat is my least favorite, but the 3 other ones I love so much, and they work really well for my skin tone. But this is gorgeous. I'm gonna wear this one today because I think it would look great with this makeup look. Another lip gloss favorite that I had this year, oh, I forgot to talk about this highlighter, but this highlighter on the Oma Beauty wand is incredible. I'll put some on. It is so freaking wet and beautiful, like wowza. But I love this one as well. I forgot to talk about it because I already talked about the contour side. But this has to be like one of my top favorite cream highlighters ever. But back to lips. So another lip gloss that I absolutely loved is the In Beauty Glaze Lip Oil in the shade Glaze Number 1. This is like a red tinted lip gloss that is so good. It smells amazing, like candied apples, and has a big fat doe applicator, which is incredible. The tint is beautiful. It leaves your lips feeling really like plump and nourished, and I love. So had to talk about this one. That was definitely a 2020 fave. And then in the like lip glossy realm is the M Cosmetics lip cushion in the shade Magic Hour, I believe. Yeah, Magic Hour. I love this one. It looks so beautiful on. I have a whole lip swatch video of this, so if you want to check that out, you can. I'll try to remember to link it down below, but this shade is my favorite. I wasn't expecting it to be, but it is. It's just very natural, so beautiful and glossy on the lips, and they have tons of shades, so this is definitely one of my faves. And then another one that I loved is the Glossy Play Vinylic Lip in the shade Driver. This is like a gorgeous red shade on me, and the formula of these is incredible. It's very glossy and feels really good on the lips. The applicator is a little creepy, but I love it, and it feels good to apply as well. So love this as well. And then I have a couple lip liners to talk about. These are the Mented Cosmetics lip liners. I have 3 actually. I have the shades Peach, Lala, and Nude. These just blend out really well on the lips. They are really creamy and smooth, and they're very comfortable on the lips. I love lip liners, and these are definitely a favorite of mine, so had to mention these. And then for like a lipstick type situation, I loved the Rare Beauty Lip Souffle, I believe they're called, in the shade Transform. This is like a deep wine red on me, and yeah, I love this. It's very comfortable on the lips and has a beautiful applicator, which I really like. And yeah, it's like a comfortable matte lip, I guess, on me. I don't really like matte lips, but I love this as well. So that was everything. Those were all of my 2020 favorites of this year, and on my face right now. I love these products so much, so it was nice to talk about them. I feel like I talk about all of them a lot. Maybe a couple I haven't mentioned too often, but for the most part I feel like I've mentioned most of these. But I loved these. Makeup was weird this year, but I feel like it was definitely some place I found a lot of solace, and receiving packages was like the only way I found happiness this year. I'm just kidding, I found happiness other places, but that was definitely a big place that I found happiness. And yeah, I like find a lot of appreciation in makeup, especially this year, because it was very therapeutic and helped a lot. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I hope next year can treat us a little bit nicer. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to jinx it, but I hope you enjoyed. What were your favorites this year? I would love to know. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!